Well, I've been noticing God weaving an amazing story related to the Gamo people.
I'm really excited. I see something real special happening.
The Gamo people has a special place in God's heart. This is a time that God is calling the Gamo people to Himself.
God's prepared so many hearts to be ready to receive the gospel.
I'm just impressed with the sheer magnitude.
What excites me the most is not having a clue what God is going to do.
It's my prayer, it's my hope that this is just the beginning of something really big. You could tell they really understood because it was in their language. They were moved. Just the response with these people is amazing. It's very obvious that God's doing something very powerful.
Clearly, it's evident that God is working amazing thing at this time. When our Jesus Film team goes from place to place to show the Jesus Film, the response keeps growing and growing and growing to the extent that the church in the Gamo area could not handle the new converts. People are responding in thousands, literally in thousands, to the extent that we feel like we are planting a church every night. They were completely overwhelmed.
When our group from Bridges met with these Gamo leaders, they gave us a list of all the things keeping the church from growing and being more fruitful. And the real key was discipleship.
The Gamo leadership have a problem that I wish we had. They have hundreds of people coming to Christ. The problem is they have no one or not enough people to shepherd and disciple and train these new churches and even lead the new churches.
They don't have enough resource, they don't have the means, even they don't have the capacity.
Many are coming to Christ. Many are coming to Christ. The churches are expanding, but still churches need more help in deep training like discipleship.
What they need is someone to come alongside with them, helping them to equip in the area of their weakness.
E3 Partners is the perfect group because they're the ones who have spent years in Ethiopia discipling new believers, planting churches in villages, and working with existing churches to help them plant other churches. Not only are committed to planting churches, they're also committed to working with churches in America and the West to help them understand missions and sees them as a partner and a resource.
It is the best way to equip disciple makers so that they can be deep knowledge of Bible and they can help new believers. They need to strengthen spiritually.
People in America don't realize just how much they've been given and how much they've been trained and discipled with the Word of God. And in such a short amount of time, they can make a huge difference in this part of the world.
I'm looking at what our church has and what I have, and a few of those areas excite me because I think, well, I can kind of help here, I can kind of help there. But there's a lot of need, and I'm thinking, wow, you know, I don't know how we're going to help these people.
The need is so present and it's so clearly communicated by the people that it would be a shame for us to disconnect that and to just let it slide.
God has been stirring in me a prayer, a desire to have a coalition of churches that would see this need, see this possibility, see this opportunity, and want to join with us.
When it's harvest time, and when you see the harvest is ripe, but workers are few, you would get as much help as possible to get the harvest gathered before it's too late. Now, the door of opportunity for evangelism and discipleship is open than any time in the history of this country.
Yeah, after talking to the leadership here, we've discovered just how strategic the Gamo people are to reach really all of this part of Africa.
One thing that resonated with me with the pastors was they were talking that the Gamo people are kind of the front lines to many other unreached people groups in Africa.
We're told that it's a gateway to at least 17 other language groups that are surrounding the Gamo people.
The tribes all around them, they are all unreached people group.
Once the Gamo have their own leaders, their own missionaries, when they're sending their own missionaries out, they can reach all these other people groups far better than anyone from the West can do.
If you look at the whole North and Eastern Africa, the whole that region is completely Muslim, except one country, and that country is Ethiopia. Islam is targeting so heavily in every angle that we cannot afford to do business as usual.
This is such a strategic time for Ethiopia. God has prepared so many hearts to be ready to receive Him, and we have the opportunity to be involved in what God's doing.
As I have been processing in my mind this miraculous story I see God writing, I really want people to understand that it's not finished, and they could have a part in that. They could have a part in really a history of transforming this part of Africa.
One thing that really gets me excited is getting to work with the same people, getting to know who they are, being able to see the fruit over a sustained period of time.
The partnership is great for both sides because not only are the Gamo people receiving Christ and hearing the gospel, but we get to be encouraged, we get to participate in that, and we get to be mobilized.
I'm excited about seeing what God does over time through our church's efforts, and I would encourage anybody who is thinking of getting involved in one way or another to jump on board. I really think God's going to do something big here.
The leadership is ready, the locals are ready, it's already started. We could just come alongside and be a part of that.
The time to respond, the time to act is now. It's not tomorrow, it's not the day after tomorrow, the day is now.
So we Christians, it's time for us to reach the generation and to plant churches, to go on and reach Gamo people at this moment. So it's time now. It's time.